town of Centralia, the abandoned mine fire town that's been the victim of a underground mine fire burning for 58 years. So in back of me here is St. Ignatius Cemetery. Seems like a good rallying point. Unfortunately, what we're going to miss out on, and we might just try to look at the remnants of it, is the famous Graffiti Road. It was back there, and what happened was it was an abandoned road that had caved in because of the heat from the underground mine fire, and people would just go there and draw graffiti on what was left of it. This road in back of me that we took to get here, Route 61, I think, that's a bypass. So the Graffiti Road was the original road. So we're gonna just check out St. Ignatius for now, and we'll see what else we can do while we're here. Alright, first stop in Jim Thorpe is St. Ignatius Cemetery. For an abandoned town, the cemetery is somewhat well kept. There appear to be some burials even into the 90s here, so I guess it's still an active cemetery, but you also have some of these classic gravestones here, like dating back to the 1920s and whatnot. And I'll be a little respectful to the graves here. Won't walk off to the side, but up on the hill is wonderful Immaculate Conception Church, which we're going to try to check out later on. And my wonderful cousin Michelle is here today joining us, and we're going to just see what we can see here. This is the edge of Ignatius Cemetery, and unfortunately, although the Graffiti Road is no more, there's some remnants of it on the perimeter here. Just walk in here to just give you a perspective. Somewhere out there, maybe a little ways up, is the Graffiti Road proper. That used to, that was the abandoned Route 61 that everyone would come along and tag. So this was kind of a spur of it, and well, this is all the tagging we got left here. So, but still fascinating to look at. Probably try to check out some other sites now, waiting for our other friends to arrive. So we shall pause in the action. So the second stop here is called Oddfellow Cemetery. It's a smaller cemetery, but notable is that across the way on that side apparently are the gas ventilation pipes that have been punched into the ground to relieve the main part of the mine fire. So we're going to try to check that out as well. Hopefully we're not too far into the forest there, but let us see. Alright, just getting a little footage here from within Oddfellow Cemetery. There's the Hefner grave. Not that one, we don't think. There are definitely more older classic graves here, although there are burials that go into the latter years as well. We have a Gwinner. And at either end there appears to be, we'll zoom in on the one on the far end. There appears to be ventilator pipes that sort of dot the countryside here. We are at what Centralia is known for, the venting stations that vent the noxious gases from the underground mine fire below, which can poison the hell out of you. But we don't see any, so must be cool. So with us for the first time is Michelle. I'm very happy to have her here. She is another one of the many Venturola cousins. So yes, apparently there are numerous of these throughout the countryside, because otherwise more roads will melt and more structures, what few are left, will collapse. So this vents the mine fire, and as you can see, it's also melted the chain link fence. So So, heading through town, through Centralia, and the next stop we're going to is the St. Ignatius Church, which you can see in the distance here. The road we're driving down back in the day used to be structures and houses and everything were here. Everything since the 90s has been dismantled, bought out by the government because of the mine fire. You can still see sidewalks. You can still see vestiges of former life here. Catch basins. It's like a neighborhood. Just, oh, there's a house. There's a house down the street. Catch that later. Okay, we've moved to the north end, and this is a functioning church. This is the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary Church, which is still an active parish. Apparently the perils of modern day tourism have got to them, because they've had to resort to putting a no trespassing sign, even though God welcomes everyone, allegedly, except us sinners. But yeah, it's pretty well hidden. There's not much around here except woods, but we're managing pretty well here. Next stop on the tour. Okay, so this is Park Street, one of the many abandoned streets here in Centralia. And as I was just saying, we were hoping for some vestiges of humanity, but pretty much everything has gone to seed. You can see sidewalks in a few places, but on the other hand, walkways and steps and things that may have led once to houses are no longer here at all. So there is, however, a brand new graffiti road that seems to be forming here.
I really thought
so. I would really like to, maybe we start this one up again. This is all from 2020 here. See, quarantine graffiti. So perhaps there's a way that we can get this road to be the new graffiti road one day, but we'll see. So looking down Main Street, you can still see a lot of the sidewalks and the curbing. And there's like a little curb cut in the road, so, and with the yellow paint still there after all these years. So apparently somewhere in there was somebody's driveway and or garage at some point.
Yeah, kind of a rainy day for Centralia, but
yeah, it's got its charm though. I mean, you can always come back.
this would have been some city blocks here that are abandoned and just remnants, and you kind of get the picture. They were just evacuated, but there's still a few holdouts.
Alright, so walking on what I believe is Center Street, and that's one of the last remaining houses in the town right behind me. And trees are kind of obscuring it, but yeah, you can see the cars there. There's another house over there. Now, as we move down this particular side street, very nice trees here. I'm thinking some of these were planted more recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
That one anyway, but seems very well kept. Still no evidence of homes or anything here except for the one that's still active right next to us. But alright, so this is Laurel Street, which has become something of a mini graffiti road here. And it comes off the main strip there. The guide rail is, or guardrail as you normal people call it, has been tagged very nicely as well. And if you look over here, there's a beautiful view of the valley below, which presumably was also once populated with people. So.
Almost like a hike.
Yeah.